So John Mateer is in LA today getting hand surgery. And I don't know, guys. What's your first thoughts on John Mateer, thumb injury, on his throwing hand, of course? I mean, come on. What are the odds, man? What are the freaking odds?
Yeah. First thoughts is like, dude, yeah, what are the odds? First thoughts would be is he played the rest of the game and completed 15 of his last 16 passes, which is insanity. And so that makes me wonder, like, was the injury really that bad if he was able to play for the entire rest of the game, you know? Mm-hmm. I mean, if your bone is split like this, you're not going to be able to play, you know, but he was able to keep throwing and playing. So I wonder, you know, obviously surgery might make sense for longevity-wise. Like, if you played on it in 2 weeks, it might not be bad. But, I mean, maybe if Dr. Shin is legit, which it seems like he is, you know, he gets his surgery done, and maybe it's kind of just like a metal plate, and then he's kind of ready to rock and roll, hopefully, you know, in a couple weeks, a few weeks. But that's my biggest thing is like, it can't be something where it's like this if he was able to play through it for the rest of the game, because you physically wouldn't be able to do that. So, hopefully it's not as bad as it sounds.
And like the thumb, bro, like, you like actually need the thumb to throw the football. Like, it's not like it's not like one of those, like in baseball, dude, like you'd hurt one of your fingers and like you can just take that off the bat. Like, if you hurt maybe your pinky or something, you could probably still throw a decent ball without putting your pinky. But it's like the thumb, like you're cooked.
That's how you grip it.
Like, literally that is how you actually hold on to the ball. So like you said, I agree with you. I'm like, dude, I know bro's a dog. Obviously he played through it, but it's like, bro, what? Is it worth it, bro? Is it worth it? Why don't I get the surgery after the season?
I know. I thought about that too. I was like, man, if you could play through the rest of the Auburn game, was there any way that you could have just held out for the season?
Give him a shot.
But
take the pain away.
I don't know. I would imagine they made the right decision, but man, as you know, as a person that's looking out for the vested interest of OU and not for John Mateer, I would vote for just hold out to the end of the season, but. Obviously, we want John Mateer to have a long career, so, man, it just sucks for right now. One thing that I thought about off the bat, and this is a little bit of positivity, is I'm looking at the schedule, right, and I'm thinking, if John Mateer could have gotten this injury at literally any point in the season, when would you have picked it to happen? If you had to, right? If you had to pick for this to happen, it literally would have been the Auburn game, and you would have picked for this surgery to happen today, Wednesday, September 24th. You literally would have picked that because you have the bye week, you have Kent State, you have a couple of weeks of padding, right? You didn't have that. If it happened in week 1, you would have had a Michigan the next week. If it happened in week 3, you would have had Auburn the next week. But because you have Auburn, you have a bye week and then Kent State to at least get a little jump start on his recovery. I don't think there's any chance in the world we go to OU Texas with John Mateer. We do have a friend who's studying medicine at the OU School of Medicine, and he sent us a little deep dive that he went down on. You can take it for what it is, but I mean, he probably knows medicine better than you and I. So, and he said he did some deep diving. Yeah, go ahead.
But to clarify, he's also studying to be an orthopedic surgeon. He is studying to do these kind of procedures, just to clarify. Yeah.
He sent us a text, and I was like, man, should we be paying this guy for this information? Somebody should be paying this guy $5 a month on Sooner Scoop for this. But I did some deep diving on the literature regarding fractures to the first metacarpal, which is what Mateer injured, and the return to play in NFL players. This was by far the most robust study, which is, he's talking about the research that he found. But basically, there's legitimate hope that he could be back in as early as 2 weeks, but realistically, 29 days is what the literature agrees is normal, which is the median. It doesn't go into any detail about specific data for thumb fractures or for quarterbacks, but the bottom line is OU Texas is like literally the best case scenario, and OU Tennessee is the worst case scenario, which and then South Carolina or Ole Miss is kind of probably the median area for him to return, which isn't too bad. Not too bad. If he misses OU Texas, that's not the worst. Just one huge game. But we are going to see Michael Hawkins Jr. Kylan lead the way. What do you think about Michael Hawkins Jr. playing Kent State and OU Texas pretty much for sure at this point.
I mean, as you guys know, I am a Michael Hawkins fan, but obviously I would rather have John Mateer out there. He's been playing, great football, and he knows the system the best out of any quarterback. But I will say, I was thinking about it, and I'm saying if this is something, if he could play through this, I don't know how bad it is, but are they thinking like, hey, Mike's look really good, so like I think we can win with Mike. John, go get a surgery, that way you're 100%, because they like really believe.
Yeah.
All through fall camp, people were saying Mike's going crazy, Mike's going crazy. And so then, looking at it a little more, I'm thinking, besides, John being a little like physically he is a little physically bigger than Mike. What can John do that Mike can't do? Mike can run. Mike's faster, like speed-wise, he is faster than John Mateer. He has the same, and Mike doesn't have some like rinky-dink arm. He can throw the rock. Like we've seen him launch the ball. So in my opinion, like I don't think, and I said this in our group chat yesterday, I was like, I don't think we're cooked. And I honestly am like, I think there's a chance we go in there and beat Texas. Texas has Arch Manning. Arch Manning has not looked good. You give Mike an actual system where, like, he probably will thrive on this, where the quarterback runs a ton, but you also have those number one receivers, hopefully a solid O-line. I don't see a reason why we should take a super mega dip just because John's not out there playing. And it's not like John is – yes, he's playing good, but it's not like John is playing exceptional, like, perfect football. Like,
you're not wrong.
Like, I'm just like 4 picks or 4 turnovers or 5 turnovers, whatever he has. Like, that's not the best. The mindset and the, like, clutchness, yes, that's what John has brought. But the actual, like, talent-wise, he's putting up an okay year. But I think Mike could honestly do the exact same thing, in my opinion.
There was a point in the Auburn game where I looked at Kylan and Kylan looked at me with the side eye. And we were like, dude, that was a bad ball from John. Like, we just looked at each other like, that was a bad ball. We didn't want to say it out loud, you know what I mean? It's like, dude, that was kind of not a great ball. So it's not like John Mateer's playing just perfect football. I think what he does bring is intangibles that we just haven't seen in years, like literally years. Like a guy that's willing to put his team on his back, put his body on the line. But you know what? Michael Hawkins has more intangibles than Jackson Arnold. Michael Hawkins does play with bravery. He has shown that he puts his body on the line, that he went into Auburn and got a really clutch W. He's shown that he has some intangibles. So I think he needs to take a bit of a big step from last year. But other than that, man, I'm like, I can ride with Michael Hawkins. This is not the worst case possible scenario. Like, Michael Hawkins is a guy that I'm like, okay.
Like, we're putting out Davis Bevel, when he was our second option, I was like, oh my gosh,
yes.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mike, at least we've seen Mike, and like we've seen flashes. Like when he took off and scored the first touchdown in the Auburn game last year, I was like, oh, whoa. He can low-key play. And then, yes, he has the South Carolina game that, everyone wishes that, or I know he wished he could forget. It's a bad game, but it's like, dude, that leap from freshman to sophomore year is probably crazy. Honestly, like you look at Jackson Arnold, think about like his first real season playing last year, he was butt. And then we came on here last episode and said, did not play bad. He is putting up a good year. I can confidently say he's playing well this year. So I think there's just a leap that has to be that is made 100%. Just getting older in general. Just you will get better.
I mean, what an opportunity for Michael Hawkins, right?
Become a hero. Bro.
A 4-0 team, number 7 in the country. Their quarterback, who was the front runner for the Heisman, goes down. He's going to be out for likely 3 weeks, and you got to come in and basically save the season, right? Because if you lose to Texas, you got to be nearly perfect for the rest of the whole year. You can maybe sneak another loss, but after that, you're cooked. So what an opportunity for him to come in and step in, and I mean, I'm going to be quite honest, like save the season, really. I mean, if John's not back by South Carolina against Texas and on the road at South Carolina, I don't care if South Carolina doesn't look that good, right? They whooped us last year at home, and playing on the road at South Carolina is a whole different environment. And so if he can come in and clutch out those 2 games and obviously handle Kent State,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Student Nation is going to lose their absolute mind. And he's the guy next year. You know, John goes to the league. Michael's the guy. So he just has an amazing opportunity to do something that, honestly, very few quarterbacks have the chance to do, right? Like, backup quarterbacks do not have opportunities like this where they get to come in and save the season a little bit in preparation for their starting year. Yeah. And so I just think, and he seems to have the mentality that I think he's going to come in and handle that and make the most of his opportunity, you know, and then he can lead us, you know, he can be a building block in our steps to the promised land. So I'm excited for him. I think this is going to be a really cool opportunity for him, and hopefully he can lead us there.
I agree. I mean, there's some backup quarterbacks that would look at this opportunity and just shrink and just get really scared of this big moment that he's about to face. But I think Michael Hawkins is the kind of guy that's like, man, I obviously wasn't hoping for John Mateer to go down, but now that he is down, like, this is my opportunity. Like, I'm going to take this opportunity and make the best of it. I think he's excited for this moment. Like, and I know one thing I know is that his dad is. I know his dad is ready to see Michael Hawkins play football. And I bet you his dad doesn't have a doubt in his mind. I bet you Michael Hawkins doesn't have a doubt in his mind. So I'm excited. I think the question that I have is like, you know, the offense has obviously taken a pretty big step since last year. I mean, it couldn't get much worse than last year. And I just wonder, you know, okay, so the offense went from here to here. How much of that was just John Mateer compared to all the rest of it? If, you know, maybe 25% of it was John Mateer, then okay, well, then Michael Hawkins has 75% improvement compared to last year, where he can manage. You know, he's got a little bit better O-line, much better tight end, maybe some better receivers, maybe some better running backs. Gosh, I don't know. But, or are we in a scenario where the offense took a big leap because John Mateer's here, and the rest of it, is the O-line really that much better? Is the receiver room really that much better? We haven't really we don't know exactly, because we haven't seen John Mateer not play yet. We don't know if they've taken a huge leap. I mean, we've seen some promise from receivers and the tight ends, but we've seen a lot of things to be skeptical about in the O-line and the running back room.
Yeah.
And we already know that this run game is probably not going to help Michael Hawkins much. So that's what I'm concerned about, is like, is Michael Hawkins in a new offense this year? Is he in a brand new offense that is much better suited for him than it was last year? Or is he going to be put in the same boat where, yeah, Michael Hawkins good, but you have to be really, really darn good to play good in this offense. I don't know which scenario we're living in right now. I hope that, go ahead.
What I'll say is that I think even last year, you look at it, when Jackson played his best games, it was when, you know, Joe John was calling plays that, like, fit what Jackson Arnold was the best at. He wasn't going to call plays that are, you know, hey, let Jackson go throw the ball 50 times. Let's go do that. That makes sense. It's like, no. Jackson Arnold could use his legs and get the ball out quick on easy passes to complete, and that's exactly what they tailored the game to do. I think that's what Ben Arbuckle does really well. Is he? How many times do you see John just sitting back there ready to just launch a deep ball? It's not very often. The offense is get the ball out. This guy's going to be open. You throw the ball, and then you let the receiver or whoever do the work. Or it's the QB draw. We run the QB draw probably 10 times a game at minimum. So it's like, dude, you put Mike on a QB draw, Mike's going to run. He can run. He can outrun every single person on that on the defense. So I think it's more about my bet would be the offense got better because of who's calling plays in the scheme. Yes, John Mateer elevates other people's play, but I still think that, you know, this scheme is just going to fit Mike way better because Mike gets the ball out fast. That is what he does. Is he does not hesitate to throw the ball. He throws the ball, and it's like, hey, whatever happens, happens. So, I mean, we know that. We saw that. Whatever happens literally happens. And, hey, I'll take that rather than being timid and scared and holding on, and then you take a sack. So
10 sacks. 10 of them.
10 sacks.
10.
Yeah. And something, too, Kylan, that you mentioned is, like, Michael can make any throw on the field. Exactly. He can make it from the opposite hash. You know, he can make any throw on the entire field. and he's not afraid to let it fly. I mean, that's for sure.
He will throw the ball.
He's not afraid. But his scrambling ability is elite. He's a really good scrambler. Michael is. His running ability is really good. And if the receivers catch the ball, then I don't think we're going to be that bad. But, yeah, I think Ben Arbuckle is going to call plays to fit Michael. And to be honest, they're kind of – John Mateer and Michael are similar in a lot of ways. Yep. I don't think it's going to be very difficult where Ben Arbuckle has to flip his entire playbook to fit Michael. It's like they both can run. They both can throw. John's probably just a little bit more accurate and maybe has better decision-making because he's older and he's more experienced. But outside of that, I mean, there's not much different between both of them, really. Other than John Mateer just has better vision, probably overall and running and throwing. But physicality-wise, they're not much different.
You know what else is crazy? I've been thinking about this. Is like for Ben Arbuckle's argument in the play calling is we only have 3 full games of Michael Hawkins tape. Auburn, Texas, and I guess not a full game. You have 1 quarter of South Carolina. Yep. But there's plenty of tape for Michael Hawkins to look at South Carolina. But my point being is like Michael Hawkins has a lot of tape to watch on himself against these defenses. Obviously, they've changed a little bit, and Ben Arbuckle has a lot of tape of Michael Hawkins to watch against these defenses. He's got a lot of. It's a whole different system than freaking Seth Luttrell. So maybe there is some improvement there where in the play calling. And you're right. I think John Mateer and Michael Hawkins have some similar skill sets. So I don't think it's the worst. But it's just like a freaking bummer, dude. It's a bummer. And John Mateer's Heisman campaign,
dude,
pretty much out the window,
sad.
which is a big bummer because it's like, man, that could have been our 8th. That's a bummer in itself.
Yeah.
I've already seen people talking about like, okay, well, what does this set up for next year? I think my expert opinion here is that John Mateer, just because he's going to miss 2-3 games, still the NFL, the Heisman is voted off of like your season. The NFL draft is not necessarily that way. I still think he's going to be very, very high on draft boards if he plays in the last 4 or 5 games that he'll have, as he did in the first 5 games. So first 4 games. So like I still think the NFL is top of mind for John Mateer and top of mind for a lot of NFL teams for John Mateer. So I still think that's a huge possibility. Yeah.
There's been a ton of scouts that have come and watched him play this season. Yep. So I don't know if it would be shocking if 3 games or 2 games cost him draft stock. I don't think they're really looking at that.
Well, yeah, because like the draft is more based on like if you show the talent, it's on tape, Yep. Whereas the Heisman, it's more about like your stats and did you carry your team to this point and all this stuff. So I think the NFL is still on the table for him, and that obviously keeps Mike on the table for next year coming in. So I still think that pipeline is still wide open. Honestly, it's wide open. But
yeah, I agree.
But man, what a bummer, dude. Just a tough day.
Skrilla.
Dr. Shin, just gotta lock in.
Dr. Shin, man. Dr. Shin. But I mean, how magical could it be if John Mateer could be back for OU Texas? That would be absolutely insane.
He'd still be in the Heisman race. That was the case.
It would. Oh yeah, just missing a game versus Kent State. Yeah. Who knows, man? I just hope, man. I mean, and we're missing out on such a great matchup of John Mateer versus Arch Manning. Oh, man. Such a disappointment, man. Such a disappointment. But, man, hopefully we can go in there, get a dub, and just Michael Hawkins, the season's on you, my man.
Michael Hawkins, please save me.
Please.
Yeah, literally.
Please save me, Michael Hawkins.
Please, Michael Hawkins.